Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Leroy Anderson's Forgotten Dreams there. And in this theatre organ style video, I haven't done one of these for a while. Lovely to see you here on Keyboard Skills Pro, everybody. My name's Tom. Hello. Please do hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And in this lesson, we're going to take a look at one of my favourite registrations on an organ. And it's using a couple of percussion instruments, really pretty. And let me show you what these are on the screen right now. So I'm going to choose on the grate here, I'm going to choose the Glockenspiel, which is found in virtually every theatre organ, which is a set of tuned metal bars that will give you, of course, the notes of the scale. Little hammers hitting tuned bars, sounding really, really nice. Now, the Glockenspiel has a limited number of keys. It doesn't play down here, and it doesn't play right up here. It has sort of this 2/3 in the middle area where the notes play. And I often find that most players tend to use it as an add-on to a registration. So if you're playing something like this, they'll put the Glockenspiel in, and they'll play a tune like that. But it's used in addition to the pipes. But I often, if you have a good working Glockenspiel, you can actually use it on its own. But I often pair it with the Chrysoglott. Now the Chrysoglott is effectively a bit like the organ equivalent of a Celesta. So remember the, you know, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy kind of thing. And you find these on Wurlitzers and other instruments as well. And they're metal bars that are tuned, but what happens is you get a really nice softer sound because the hammers are felt. It's very pretty, isn't it? Really, really sweet sound. But if you pair that with the Glockenspiel, the softer effect of the Chrysoglott, I think, gives it just a nice sort of warm sound for something like this. So let me play the Chrysoglott on its own. It's very soft, isn't it? Almost you can't hear it, but if we put the Glockenspiel with it, and listen to the Glockenspiel without the Chrysoglott, and then with, just gives it a bit more body, doesn't it? I think that's really nice. So Chrysoglott, Glockenspiel mixed together, lovely for ballad songs. Those kind of things. Really pretty, something like Twilight Time there, or a version of Twilight Time without the music, but a lovely little tune, and something like that is really nice. Particularly if you have like voxes and strings on the pedals, you get this lovely. Now when you're playing, I find it's better to play individual key presses rather than a legato, because sometimes if you're holding on to a note and you play the next one, the little motors won't play the next one on the Glockenspiel. Sometimes you might get a missed note, so I tend to play gently detached. See how that works? That's really pretty, isn't it? Another little trick you can also do to make this registration more interesting is to, instead of just playing the Chrysoglott and the Glockenspiel together at concert pitch, is experiment with the sub-octave and the octave, because the I forget which way around it is, but there'll be 37 notes and 49 notes, but if you put the octaves on, you'll get at least most of the time an octave, which is really nice for bringing out the sound of the Chrysoglott. So I'm going to use the sub-octave now and have a listen to this. There we go. Okay, so that's really nice, isn't it? Lovely tone there from the Chrysoglott and the Glockenspiel. Because if I go up here, look, I'm at the top end, but I've got the sound playing underneath, you see. And there's a little bit of sustaining resonance. It's really pretty, isn't it? I just love that registration, I really do. To make it bigger still, we can add the octave coupler. So I'll put the octave on now, look, you see. I can now enjoy this. It's almost Handbell-like, isn't it? Okay, now if you were playing that kind of thing, you could also have that registration on the solo. I've got my solo on the camera at the moment, but my solo keyboard is an extra keyboard on my setup here, and you can use it for little fill-ins, you see. Just little fill-ins on the solo, because you will often get the Chrysoglott and the Glockenspiel in the percussion of the solo section. So I think that's really nice, isn't it? Isn't it a lovely, lovely, lovely tone? So Chrysoglott, sub-octave and octave coupler gives you this. The Glockenspiel, sub and octave gives you this. Put them together and you have the most wonderful, almost like an organ handbell choir. It's also a very good substitute if your chimes aren't working. Makes a nice sort of church bell kind of effect, you see. Give it a try. Glockenspiel and Chrysoglott using the sub-octave and the octave couplers. It's a lovely registration. I really like it. And if you'd like to get a bonus PDF with a few screenshots in, with some registrations, you can get that by signing up and supporting my YouTube channel on patreon.com/Keyboard Skills Pro. Enjoy your music, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, next time you're playing a real theatre organ or your instrument at home, Chrysoglott can be replaced with the Celesta, and just set them up, put the octaves on, makes a lovely sound. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.